Dear students, today we will discuss our next program, that is to study graphically the path of a projectile with and without air drag using Feynman-Newton method. First we will discuss the projectile. What is the projectile? As we know that projectile, we can say that it is a body which is in flight through the atmosphere under the effect of gravity alone. There is only a effect of gravity will be considered during the projectile motion, and it is not being propelled by any fuel. That means there is no external source of energy is provided to the projectile, and this is called a projectile, and the path followed by the projectile is called the projectile trajectory, and this type of motion is known as the projectile motion. But during the projectile motion we will always consider that there is no resistance due to the air, and also the effect due to the curvature of earth is negligible, and the effect due to the rotation of earth is also considered as negligible. Then we will study the motion of a projectile. And as I have already told you that in this motion we considered only the effect of gravity. So we have taken here the acceleration is equal to vertical acceleration is equal to minus of g. That is due to the gravity, because body is falling down towards the earth. That's why we have taken here negative sign. And there is no contribution from the horizontal motion. That's why ax is equal to 0. And so, but the projectile motions are of three types. So it may be a horizontal projectile motion, a vertical projectile motion, or a oblique projectile motion. Horizontal projectile motion means when body is moving with the earth, and in vertical when it is thrown from upward position, and in oblique projectile motion when body is thrown at some angle. That motion is known as the oblique projectile motion. While we study the motion of a projectile, it is a two-dimensional motion, because in above equation I have mentioned that ax is equal to 0 and ay is equal to minus g. That means we have considered two directions, x and y. So that's why this is called a two-dimension motion. And uh, and these two motions, like horizontal and vertical, both are independent to each other. And in case of horizontal part, the velocity of particle, in case of this motion, the velocity of particle can be resolved into two parts. Both are the mutually perpendicular to each other. Like in case of horizontal component, we will take a velocity component is, if our velocity u, then in horizontal direction the velocity component is u cos theta, and in case of vertical component it will be u sin theta. As we have mentioned, ax is equal to 0 and acceleration is equal to the rate of change of velocity. That means if v is constant, then derivative of velocity is equal to 0. It means the horizontal component of velocity remains constant throughout the flight. That's why their derivative is equal to 0, and we have taken ax is equal to 0. That means u cos theta, that is our horizontal component, it will remains always constant. But the vertical component ay is equal to minus g. That means there is a change in vertical motion when a body is moving uh, from upward to downward direction, that means towards the earth, and we have taken negative, that's why. And so there is a change in vertical motion. So according to this, that I have previously told you, that we have three type of motion. That means oblique projectile motion, horizontal projectile motion, and projectile uh, motion on some inclined plane. That is also a third form of projectile motion. Now we will discuss what is the oblique projectile motion. Let us consider a small object is thrown from the earth surface, and the motion is object is called the simple projectile motion. Oblique projectile is when throw is not vertically upward but at some other angle. That means motion is at tilted at some angle. Let us see in next. So here the motion when a projectile is thrown at some angle. So here we have taken the velocity is vi and the horizontal component is vi cos theta for x direction and vi sin theta is equal to for the y direction. So the net velocity of the body for two dimensional motion is v is equal to vxi plus vyj, and in magnitude it is taken as v is equal to vx square plus vy square and its square root, and when we taken the square root is v is equal to vi square common and cos square plus sin square theta is equal to sum of this is 1, then v is equal to vi. This is the motion when we have studied that there is no air resistance present during the motion. But what will happen to the projectile motion when there is a presence of air drag and air resistance? Why we consider this? Okay. As we know, we always ignore the air resistance that inevitably impact the motion of these objects, but in many problems there is an excellent approximation. Like air resistance is obviously very important, we need to know how to account for it, and it will affect the motion of the projectile. For this, in these computational experiments, you will investigate the air resistance effect in the motion of falling object and projectile. So for this, there is you have to apply a second Newton's law numerically, and then you will able to find how it is good and how this approximation is very crude, and it is to neglect the influence of air resistance. So that's why we neglect the air resistance. And air resistance is clearly it is depends upon the velocity with which the object move, and that is higher the velocity, that means higher the resistance. So if we can take it mathematically, then Fd, that is the force that is proportional to the square of velocity, and Fd is equal to dv square, and d is a constant and it depends upon the path and shape, and d we have here taken as half pi dr square, because if it is parabolic path then it is we have considered it as approximately equal to circle and its square is pi r square, but for parabolic it is half of circle, so we have taken it as 1 by 2 pi dr square. Dr is the resistance, and similar I have mentioned here pi r square is the area of a spherical object, and c is drag coefficient, and d is the density of air, and Fd is equal to 1 by 2 pi c. Substitute the value of d in the above equation, then you will find the value of Fd, that is the force due to the drag. And next is, so now drag force is different in x and y direction, so it can be resolved into two components, as we have already discussed that drag force depends upon the velocity, and velocity in x direction is different and velocity in y direction is different. That's why the drag force is also different for x direction and for y direction. In x direction our velocity component is cos, and in y direction its component is sine. So the drag force Fdx, that is for x direction it is equal to Fd cos theta, and for y direction it is Fd sin theta. Now we know that force of gravity is only acting in y direction, but drag force is acting in both x and y direction. So equation of motion Fx is equal to minus of Fdx cos theta, and for y component we have considered here the effect of gravity also, and force under the effect of gravity, that is equal to mass into acceleration, and our mass is m and g is acceleration. Here we have taken again negative sign because motion is downward direction, is in downward direction, that is opposite to the gravity. So and minus f dy sin theta is our contribution due to the y component. So from these two equations we have calculated the acceleration, because we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration, and acceleration is equal to Fd cos theta divided by m for horizontal, and for vertical divide by m on both sides you will get minus g minus Fd sin theta by m. So in the presence of air resistance, the path of a high speed projectile falls below the idealized parabolic and follow the solid curve. So here we have shown that two curves. First curve is without the air drag, second is with the air drag. Path is same, but the height of parabola has been reduced due to the presence of air resistance. So this is about the projectile motion. We have discussed here the simple motion of the projectile, then oblique, and then we have studied the effect of air drag, or we can say air resistance on the parabolic motion. Thank you.